So hey, hi engineering Janta. I am Vaibhav Shukla and I hope I am visible and I am audible to everybody. Okay, so people are excited here. Great. So I can see your chats here. I should rather keep this device here to see it properly. So hi everybody. I hope I am visible and I am audible to all of you. And rather I should make myself a little smaller here. Fine. So first of all, tell me whether it is visible and whether it is audible to all of you. Tell me fast. फटाफट बताओ. If I'm visible and if I'm audible, then I'll begin with it. Yes, great. So hi Madala, hi Praveen, hi Ash, hi everybody. So let's go ahead and hi Muskan, hi. So let's go ahead and today this is the session for DSA for placement, as you all know. So we'll go ahead, we'll discuss a few things for DSA. Fine. So DSA is actually the backbone, right? For any of your competitive exams, any of your exam that is for placement, for any off-campus exam, for everything primarily, you have to go ahead, you have to study DSA, which is ultimately very important in all of your placement preparation journey. Fine. A lot of you were asking that, sir, I want to learn DSA in 7 days. Look, let's be realistic. I'll be very realistic here. First of all, this series, anybody who's watching, remember, just by watching 7 videos, you can never crack a product-based company. Fine. I'll be very honest and brutally honest with you all. Now, to all those people who are watching this 7-day series, 2 things will happen with you. Number 1, you'll be ready for any service-based company by watching the videos itself, fine? And if you practice, of course. But if you're somebody who watches these videos keenly and goes ahead, does the questions himself, practices hard, practices more, then you would automatically perform better, right? So hi sir, I'm preparing for GATE. I can also see these particular things from your side. Okay. I have completed my CDS Algo and DBMS. Well, aptitude for GATE help in TCS exam. Yes, definitely it would help you. Don't worry about that, right? However, let me tell you one very interesting thing here. What I was earlier discussing. That anybody who's going ahead, who's learning DSA from this series, remember, the first thing that we'll target are the service-based companies, fine? Why am I saying so? Can't we target product-based? We easily can, fine? We easily can. But product-based companies will need a lot of practice and a lot of revision from your end. देखो, मैं तुम्हें एक हद तक help कर सकता हूँ. उससे आगे it is your journey, fine? So for product-based companies, I'll always say practice, fine, is the first thing. Practice is the second thing. And practice is the last thing. Let me tell you. So you need to practice regularly. First thing. Secondly, the concepts that we discuss would be entirely based on the list of top 150 not out, because a lot of students wanted, sir, go ahead, help us with the solutions as well. So I'm here. Sir, voice was not loud. Now am I audible properly? Ramya? Am I audible properly? However, I am speaking quite loud. I hope I am audible. Am I not audible, everybody? Please confirm once. एक बार बताओ यार. Am I not clearly audible? Echo is coming. Okay. A bit echo would be there, I guess. Wait. Is the echo still there, everybody? Is the echo still there? Tell me. Okay, okay. So it's there. It's there. Fine, then no issues, guys. Look, there's something that I cannot help, and a bit of ego would come today. Fine. So basically, I'm not in my studio right now because there are some operational reasons for that. However, the point being that whatever I'm teaching you guys is essential, and I hope it is enough clear that you guys can hear me out and understand what I'm saying. I hope you can understand, right? A bit of ego is something that you'll have to put up with. I am first to DSA. I don't know any basics. Can I learn from this? Definitely, definitely. You have to. You guys didn't miss anything. Fine, and I hope that right now everybody who's here is to learn things. So anything that would be doing today would be from top 150, not out, as I told you. Nobody has missed anything, and today's class is primarily an introductory class only. We'll not learn a lot here. We'll not bulk up the first session, but we'll try our level best to let's go ahead, let's smoothen the experience of learning DSA. Fine? Hi everybody. Let's go ahead, let's understand a few things. So first thing that we'll cover today would be arrays, fine, and also a concept called hash set, fine. What is a hash set? Everybody who has studied dictionaries, sets, tuples from me in Python, they all know what a set is, right? In Python, any set is by default a hash set. Fine, any set, whatever set you see, is by default a hash set. Fine. So what I'll tell you is what are arrays, first of all. I'll very quickly cover up things, and that's why I was telling you the whole vision of this series is you guys know what to practice, from where to practice, and in which manner to practice. Fine. Anybody who's studying from this series, if you follow what I tell you, you can easily crack even the product-based companies. Fine, it would not be tough for you. But if you do not practice, even God can't help you. As simple as that. Fine. I'll be brutally honest, by just watching this series, if you think you can crack Google, not possible. Fine. It is for placements. For the very first round, it is essential that we secure some placement from our college, number one. Number two, even if we go for off campus, if we sit and we just practice some limited questions, I know that 150 is already limited, but out of those as well, I'll go ahead, I'll pick up very limited questions. So if you solve them and if you have good grip over them, you can easily go ahead and crack the companies that come to your college, that you apply for from off-campus placements. That would easily help you out, fine. But to crack bigger companies like Netflix, Meta, Google, for that you'll have to practice the whole 150 not out series. Okay. So Netra is, I'm first to this. I don't worry, I'm teaching the basics as much needed here. Fine, don't worry about that. So what are arrays? These are contiguous memory locations where data can be stored. Okay. So contiguous memory locations reserved for storing data is primarily array. So kind of this is the structure for array. I hope it is visible to everybody. So kind of this is an array, and you can store any say element here. See 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You can store anything, and these are the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the indices. One index is not index, basically it is called index. When there are plural form of index, you call them indices, correct? So these indices primarily are the places where you can store any of your data, and you can refer this data using this index. Okay, everybody knows arrays, right? Yeah, I know, Sajan, today Mike is doing a bit problem, but from next time onwards, I'll take care of this, because right now we are not in the studio, so there's a bit of the problem for the same. Fine, let's go ahead and let's focus more on studying. So arrays are basically contiguous memory locations. By far, everybody clear with arrays? सबको arrays समझ में आ गए? Is everybody clear with arrays? Great, great. Hi, Alok, hi, Shivaram. Very good, very good. Let's go ahead and let's understand that how actually or what actually should be the questions that you should practice. तो मैं आगे जा रहा हूँ and I'll keep this here so that you have these. And this is the 150 not out list. What you have to do is basically you open 150 not out, prep and stuff, and you search this out. You will have this particular link, and these are top 150 not out like questions. First question that we'll do would be contains duplicate, and I'll be very simple in the approach of taking these classes. I'll be sticking to the questions itself to learn anything, fine? To learn any concept, we'll straight away do questions, nothing else. This is a no nonsense series. Here, we'll not try anything else. We'll not go into details of theory. I'll not teach you a lot of depth. I'll go ahead, I'll solve questions so that they can be used in your placements as it is. Fine? Is it clear so far to everybody? Hi, everybody. Hi, Shivam. Fine. So, let's go ahead and let's practice. This question contains duplicate, so I've already opened this up, and this is the question. So what exactly are we going to do in this question? This is a program for checking duplicate in an array. So let's say you have array, fine? You have an array at your end, and here in an array there are a few things that I want to mention. You have an array, fine? For example, let's say we have 5 elements in our array. Okay, so in this array I have 10, 11, then I have 13, then 10, then 15. Fine, different numbers. But here I have two numbers which are exactly same or which are duplicates of each other. Correct? Now our job is to check whether an array contains duplicate or not. Okay, so our job is to check whether an array contains duplicate or not. Fine, so we'll check that out. Let's check what exactly we need to figure it out in this. So there are two things what we can do. One is we can sort this array. What we can do is approach 1. Fine. Now remember one thing, a lot of you might be having this doubt, sir, how do we build this logic building ability? How do we build logic? हमें पहले दिन से कैसे logic आना शुरू हो जाए? You'll never have that ability initially, fine? That ability doesn't come immediately, fine? You have to see a lot of solutions. You have to work on a lot of solutions. Once you see 10, 15 solutions, then you'll start getting to know how does the solution hit, how exactly to go ahead and build logic yourself. Fine. Initially, you'll have to show yourself some solutions. Initially, you'll have to see a few detailed approaches. Once you see that, then you would easily do things. Fine. Along with that, if you have any doubt, you can go ahead, follow me on Instagram. @Shuklaji Speaks is my handle. My team would put out a link here in the chat section, and you can go ahead, follow me there. I'll help you out there as well. Fine. We can use hashtag in this. Exactly, Alok. We can use hashtag in this. That's the second approach. I'll come to that. First of all, let's use this approach 1. So approach 1 is primarily the sorting based approach. Fine. What you have to do is, number 1, basic approach I'm telling you, very simple. Sort the array. Fine. So basically, if I sort this array, what would I have? So I'll have 10, I'll have 10, I'll have 11, I'll have 13, I'll have 15, correct? This would be my array. Once you have this, what you have to do is check the previous, rather not like this, I'll write it in a way that you understand it better. Check adjacent numbers, fine? So now when you check adjacent numbers, you'll automatically know whether a duplicate exists or not. I'll first of all take this, compare with this, then I'll move forward, compare with this. For every number, I'll go ahead, compare, then for this number, I'll go ahead, compare. So this would help it out, fine? This would help out in knowing exactly where am I having a duplicate, fine? This is a basic sorting approach. Now, let's go ahead and let's see the solution to it. I'm not going to write the complete code because it is already given, it's already written on the 150 not out page. I'll be just explaining through that page, and all of you have to mandatorily go back and write these codes, fine? This is your homework. You have to go ahead, you have to write these codes again. That would help you out, fine? So I'll keep this up, I'll keep these annotations, fine? And let's come here. So if you see here, 1 2 3 3 is the array, fine? The output should be true, that yes, this contains duplicate integer, fine? Or it is having duplicate integer number. But if it is like this, if there is some array which is 1 2 3 4, the output should be false, fine? So let's straight away go to the sorting method, and this is how a sorting method looks like. What you do is you'll define a method. Whoever has studied Python from me in the last 7 days, fine, the 7 days series, whoever has watched would easily understand this code, fine? Now see, so here itself, if I come and show you this class solution, fine, this class solution has a method called as duplicate. Now whenever you solve a question in actual real-time placement exam, it is generally of this nature that you have solution written. A class solution is already given to you and you have to write the method to solve that inside that class. So inside class solution, you will have define has duplicate, self is the instance, basically the variable that is used to refer to the instance. Then you have a list of integer type named nums. And what does this particular part do? What does this particular part, where you have this hyphen and then a lesser than sign, or rather I would say an arrow, and then you have a bool. What does this do? So basically this tells that the return type of this method is bool. This method would have a value of true or false type in return. Is it clear to everybody? Is it clear to everybody? Okay, I'll show you in the Java as well. Primarily Java is being taught by Gaurav sir, fine? You have to go ahead in those classes to understand Java at the very basic. I'll show you the Java solution of data structures here as well. Don't worry, fine? So now, if you see, this is the return type of it. Once you go ahead, you take the list here, whatever array you have, you take it in this list nums, you sort it out as I told you. Once you've sorted it out, for I in range 1 to len of nums. So basically what we are doing is this length function would give me the length of nums, correct? If nums of I equals to nums of I minus 1, return true. Otherwise, if the whole loop executes and you get nothing, return false. I'll show you. See, basically what does it say? It says that start from index 1, fine? It says if you're having this array, fine, initially this was your array, let's say 10, 11, 13, and then 10, and then 15. Say this was your array, right, initially. So what you did was you passed it to nums, which is this is a list of integer type, correct? Now what you do here is you actually sort it out first, fine? So 10, 10, 11, 13 and 15. So this is how a sorted array would look like, fine? This is how a sorted array would look like, and this index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fine? So this is basically a byproduct of nums dot sort, fine? When you did that, it automatically got sorted. Now once I've sorted it, what will I do? From this particular index I'll start, fine? I would start from here and I would start comparing. So basically the length of nums here is len of nums would basically give me what? 5, correct? So 5 is the length. So for loop would go from 1 to 5. That's the range. Fine. That's the range of loop. So it would loop from first index to fourth, because in Python this particular index is not counted. Anybody who has studied from my Python series, he knows that, correct? I'll come to the Java as well. Okay, so you are not having the presenter view, I guess. Now it's better, right? Now you can all see this. Now, if you carefully see, what I'm going to do is I'll check whether if, what are we going to do? If basically nums of I minus 1 is equal to nums of I. Fine. So basically I am going to check this particular portion. So I minus 1 is going to point here. Correct? So here it is actually true. So it would return true. Fine. It would return true. Otherwise it would return false. Fine. Otherwise it would return false. If here the return true works, if it works, what would happen? It would simply give true and basically you found duplicate, correct? Had there been a number which was 20, had there been 20 here, you would have never returned true, correct? So you would have written here, return false, correct? You would have written return false. So that's, sir, why from first index? Okay. So if you start from 0th index, let's understand, if you start from 0th index, this index, where would you check I minus 1? Fine. It is a sorted one, no? It is a sorted array. Got it, Prince? Did you get my point? Tell me. Correct, Alok is correct. To check with previous elements. Fine. I hope you guys got my point. So that's pretty much about the solution. Great, Prince. So that's pretty much about the solution, and now we'll move to, if I tell you that Java solution also looks like this, basically nothing changes, the approach remains same. In Java, people were asking for Java, so I'm showing you the Java solution. Here, nothing remains changed. Here, just the basic syntax is changed because of the language. So public boolean has duplicate, integer nums, fine, and you have arrays dot sort. Again, this is a sort function. You can sort anyhow you want. Fine, so this is a basic sort function you use. You sort the array. Then basically what you do is you check from the first index to the length of this particular array, and then you basically iterate completely. It is the same code. Is there any doubt in Java? I hope Java is primarily clear. So else block is not needed. So in this, I hope there is no else block. There is no necessity of else block, no? Why do I need else block? If I do not find anything, I'll simply return false after the execution of this loop. I don't need else block. As simple as that. Fine. I hope that's pretty much clear to everybody. I'll go ahead, I'll show you the hash set method as well. So what is the hash set method? Hash set method, if you correctly remember, sets are the unordered. Hi, I have product-based companies, I have Python with DSA. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I was myself working in a product-based company. I solved all my questions in Python DSA. Fine. You can go ahead and check my LinkedIn. Fine. As simple as that. Now, if you go ahead and you solve it using the hash set method. What is a hash set? First of all, that is important. Fine. So let's understand what is a hash set. Correct? So a hash set is basically nothing but a structure of, hash set is a data structure which maps unique values. Fine. Now what is it? So basically you have again key value pairs here. Fine, you have key value pairs. But hash map uses these keys as indexes to refer to those values. I know my voice is echoing, but you'll have to bear a bit today because today I'm not in my studio and trying my level best. I hope whatever I'm telling is audible and clear to you people. Just bear it out for one day, and then from tomorrow onwards, basically from the next class onwards, things would get sorted for you. Now, and these classes would go ahead on alternate days. Okay. Now, here in hash set, what you basically have is in Python, sets are by default a type of hash set. Fine. And let me tell you one very interesting thing. Remember, I had told you sets don't allow duplicate. Fine. Yes, I just told about hash set that it is a data structure which maps unique values. Fine. And here, if you see, it's basically a key value pair. You also have it in dictionaries, sometimes you have in hash maps. So it is similar to that. You have a key, basically you'll have key here, for example, 0, 1, 2, and you'll have value written, for example, I can write Prince, then Mahesh, then anything like this. Fine. So you can have these key and value pairs. Fine. Similarly, it is mapped to the memory. Okay. Animutyam is replying to somebody, I guess. Animutyam, I would like that you put all of your focus in studying. Okay. I know, buddy, you've been quite regular in my Python classes, so I know you know the Python well. Let's go ahead, let's understand how we can use the set data structure of Python to solve this duplicate problem. So, this class solution is basically having a method has duplicate again. Similarly, same self for referring the instance of the class. You have a list of integer type. Again, the function returns bool type of value. Basically, it returns true or false. Now, you create a set called scene. Fine. You create a set of the name scene. Everybody knows through this method set can be made. Anybody who doesn't know, it is here for you. You can see that's how a set is actually declared or created in Python. If you want to go ahead, learn about sets in detail, I have taught in the Python 7-day series. You can go ahead and you can see it. Mohammad Umar is saying, great job, sir, working on Sunday too. Of course, because this is my passion. This is what exactly we stand for. And secondly, there's no fan so that I can avoid any noise. And still I'm having the echo, but let's go ahead, let's work hard. Okay, look, you're maximum students of Java, that's great. I'll explain the Java as well. Don't worry, right? Don't worry about that. I'm explaining the Java code side by side as well, huh? But don't worry, right? Now, so if you see this here, this scene equals to set is basically a data structure itself in the Python. You create a set for num in numbers. Basically, this num is another variable, fine? If num in scene, if you assign this num any of the value, basically this num is, I am iterating throughout this nums list. I am iterating throughout this list. If it is found in the scene, basically if it is found in set, fine, then you return true. Basically, the set doesn't store any duplicate value. So what I'm doing is, I'll show you what I'm doing, right? So what exactly we're trying to do is, here, if I have this particular array, which is, or a list, say 10, then again, I'll take the same example only, 10, 11, 13, 10 and 15, correct? If we have this. Now, if I store it in a set, fine, so this is how a set looks like in Python, fine, so this is a scene set. Here I'll start storing. So I have 10 initially, I went with 10, I stored in it, fine. Then I'll go ahead, I'll check for the other element. So I'm basically iterating from here. I came here, I checked for 11. If 11 is in scene, you have to return true. So this 11 is basically nothing but the number, fine. If it is in scene, you return true. If it is not there, you basically add it up, fine. You don't need to go ahead. Or if you could have done this, I'll show you. Right. So See here in the code itself, now you can understand. You had used scene as a set. If num is in scene, return true. Otherwise, scene dot add num. So basically, you add it out. Fine, this is working. You add that to scene set, and then you keep on iterating. So what's happening here is, if I saw 11 here, I would have returned true, but it's not happening. So it's not there. Fine. So what I'll do is scene dot add would work. Add is a built-in function to add into sets. You use here 11, you store it, then you go to 13. 13 is also stored because 13 is also not here. Fine. Now if I go for 10, if 10 is in scene, let's check. Is it there in scene? Tell me फटाफट. हाँ जी भारतीय यूट्यूब पे वीडियो अपलोड रहेगी, टेंशन मत लो. जावा लैंग्वेज बताऊंगा यार, थोड़ा सा वेट करो, ठीक है. In 1 month you can easily understand me. So tell me this thing, if 10 is in scene, fine, is it there in scene? In scene set, are you able to see 10? फटाफट बताओ. Tell me फटाफट यार, can you guys see it here in the scene set? Yes, you guys can see. So this would return true, and henceforth the function would stop executing. The output would be true because you found the duplicate, correct? Had it been 20, you wouldn't have found, everything would have gone into scene, and that would have been the end of it. You would have returned false, it is not having any duplicate. Okay, so this is primarily the solution to it, and I'll go ahead, I'll explain the same solution in Java. Let's look at the Java solution as well. So in Java, you basically create a new hash set. Hash set is a built-in data structure in Java. Okay, what you do is, initially you create a boolean function, hash duplicate. It takes integer type of list, nums, or an array, you can say. Fine. So I take this array here as a particular, I would say, input or an argument. This is an argument that this method takes. Then you go ahead, you create a set called scene, which is a new hash set, which is a hash set which we are creating called scene, for int num in numbers. So basically in numbers, or this nums list, which is this particular nums array. Fine. In this array, for every num, which is the pointer to every single number, if scene dot contains the num, if scene has, this contains is again a Java built-in function. If this scene set, this new hash set, has num, return true. Otherwise, add this number to scene. Is this Java clear? Okay. First of all, scene is not a built-in function. Scene is what we are creating. Hash sets, dot contains, dot add. These are the built-in functions. Fine, for any hash set. In C++, you have unordered set. I'll explain the C++ code as well. Don't worry. यार मैं सारे कोड समझा दूंगा, तुम टेंशन ही मत लो. और बताओ, ठीक है? चलो, यहाँ भी सीखते हैं जावा वाला कोड. Everybody who is the Java person, focus here. Fine. So scene dot contains num. Fine. It will check basically whether the scene set contains the number or not. The approach, the logic remains same. There is a hash set in which we are checking whether the number is there or not. If it is there, you return true. If it is not there, you add it. And once your for loop is exhausted, once you go ahead with this loop and you don't find any duplicate, you return false. Is that clear to everybody? Is the Java code clear to everybody? Tell me. Is the Java code clear to everybody? Is it clear to everybody? फटाफट बताओ. Then I'll go forward to C++ code. Good, good, very good. Now let's go to the C++ code. C++ code is basically nothing but again the same. Bool has duplicate. Now this code here has an error. It should have been vector, int, and then ampersand. I'll show you what I'm saying. Basically, it would have been like this: vector, int, and then ampersand nums. Fine. So this int is missing on that code. Fine. So you can go ahead and you can see that out. I'll rather duplicate this so that you see this. Vector int, this should have been there. Also with unordered set, when you are declaring this unordered set, you need to have this int somewhere. Fine. Basically not somewhere, you exactly have to write it in the syntax itself. Samiksha, what did you miss? Tell me. If you missed this video or if you missed this lecture, don't worry, it's going to be on YouTube. You can watch it again. No worries about it. Fine. So I'll keep this up. I'll go back here and there is this unordered set and here there should have been int. Fine. So the point is, you create an integer type of vector. Now what is a vector? Vector is a dynamically sized array. In C++, everybody who's a C++ enthusiast, this code is for you. It is a dynamically sized array. You can add as many elements, you can deduct as many elements, and it would automatically keep on adjusting its size. Fine, so that's vector. Now this unordered set is basically a set that we are declaring in this C++ code. So unordered set, basically hash sets are unordered and they do not have any particular order to iterate with. So you have to go ahead with this unordered set. For int num, again the number in the nums vector or the nums array that you have declared. If scene.count, now what would this say? This dot count returns if the number is present in this scene. Fine, if this unordered set contains this number, then this count would return 1, which means it would give that yes, this if is true, you can go ahead and you would return this true. Fine. This dot count returns 0 or 1 value. Fine. If the number is present, it would return 1. If it is not present, it would return 0. If it is 0, then you have scene.insert. So basically this dot insert is a built-in function to insert into sets in C++. So you have scene.insert, you use this scene.insert to put out num or the number that you're iterating inside this unordered set, and if you do not find any duplicate, you return false. If you find any duplicate, it would be shown here and you would return true. Is the C++ code clear to everybody? Is the C++ code clear to everybody? Tell me. फटाफट बताओ, C++ वाला कोड भी समझ में आ गया? आसान कोड था ना? Is it easy? Is it easy? Tell me. Is everybody sure that they can easily learn this? Is everybody sure on that? मजा आ रहा है सबको या नहीं आ रहा है? ये बताओ फटाफट पहले. ठीक है, then we'll go ahead. Because today this is pretty much that we have covered, and there are few announcements that I have to make. So do you have any resources for learning time and space complexity? Yeah, time and space complexity is a very easy concept. Only if you guys want to learn it, I'll rather suggest this resource. Fine, there is this prepinsta prime.com. Fine. So you go here. This is an OTT-like platform for you people. And all you need to do is you come here and you deep dive into this DSA course in CPP, in Java, in Python. This is a detailed course, and here if you see now, if I show you the syllabus itself, you'll have a proper analysis of algorithm. First module is of time complexity. Fine, so you can learn it out from here. You simply click on get prime, and nowadays, if you put Shukla 10, this is the coupon code. This coupon code would straight away give you 80% off. Fine. So this will help you out. Is it clear? And you can access all the 200 plus courses, whatever they are available here. You can access all the courses from Gen AI, data science, InfoTQ, company specific courses, PYQs, premium mock tests, anything. Projects, to all those people who were asking for projects. See, Netflix movie recommendation, American Express data analysis, everything is there. Right? So that can help you out. Apart from this, today was the introductory class. Henceforth, I have not burdened you with anything, but what's your homework? You have to go ahead, you have to solve this valid anagram problem, twosome problem, fine, group anagrams, and encoding and decoding. Nothing else. Mind you, nothing else. not at all anything. Fine. Remember, कोई और क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं करना है, स्पेशली ये लास्ट के दो क्वेश्चंस अभी सॉल्व नहीं करने. You need not to solve the difficult questions or the hard questions right now. Fine. In these 7 days, first of all, we'll cover all the topics. I always say this, the ideal approach to go ahead DSA. I'll discuss this with you today. Let's go ahead and discuss this. This is very important to learn DSA, and henceforth I'll discuss it with you. So, to all those people who are studying here, tell me one thing. How many of you have done this? Because I have myself done this problem a lot of times. So, is there a Preference Discord server? Yes, it is there. So, CSM team, please provide with Discord server. Fine. So, I'll tell you one very interesting thing. How many of you started with array? Fine. So, you started studying basics. Fine. You studied basics of it. Practiced problems. Fine. Went on solving 10 to 20 लीड कोड प्रॉब्लम्स. ये भी मैंने बहुत ज्यादा बता दिया, 10 to 20 भी नहीं करते लोग. ठीक है. Stopped. Then started DSA again from here. Next time. How many of you have done this? And you never moved ahead of arrays. How many of you have done this? Or somebody could have done stacks after this and then moved to arrays again. How many of you have done this mistake? Okay. A lot of people are like this. So a lot of people are like me. In college, I had done this at least 6 to 7 times until unless I realized there was a very significant problem, there was a very significant issue that was there with me that I was doing. Fine. So you have Discord link here as well. Fine. So all of you have this problem, right? Majorly, you guys have this problem. I see. So let's go ahead and let's figure it out that how can you solve it. Why did I stop you from solving the difficult problems? Number one, less is more. The lesser you practice initially and more you revise is actually the key to solving DSA. Fine. How do you fix this problem of repeating this vicious cycle of arrays and then stacks or maybe something like this? So basically, you go ahead, you work on arrays, correct? Once you work on arrays, solve easy to medium problems. Fine. Now, how to stop? How to stop? How do you know when to stop? Because genius is always in knowing when to stop. So, solve easy to medium problems. How do you do it? Use top 150 not out list. It is free of cost. Anything is not being charged to you. तो फ्री में फायदा उठाओ ना यार. फ्री का चंदन किस मेरे नंदन किस लिए बनी है कहावत, इसलिए तो बनी है. ठीक है ना. यूज इट आउट. यूज दिस टॉप 150 नॉट आउट लिस्ट. बहुत हेल्प करेगी. इजी टू मीडियम प्रॉब्लम्स आपको सॉल्व करनी है उसमें से. डू नॉट गो टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट प्रॉब्लम्स. डोंट solve hard problems. Fine. Then revise the solved problems. Fine. Then move to next topic. I am not just saying that this is for arrays. I'll remove this arrays here so that you have steps here, and then it is for any data structure, be it arrays, be it linked list, be it set, anything. Move to next topic and basically repeat. Fine. Solve easy to medium problems, don't solve hard problems, revise solved problems, move to next topic. That's how you will go ahead and you will solve this issue of yours. This would break the, I would rather take this ink because it is very important. Break the vicious cycle of repeating arrays. Fine. ये repeat करना बहुत दिक्कत देता है. ठीक है, and this is a very very significant problem. So to anybody who's solving this, remember that you have to break this vicious cycle of repeating errors. Fine. How do you break it? You solve easy to medium problems. You do not solve hard problems. You revise the solved problems. You move to next topic. Fine. Once you've done all the easy and medium problems, revise again. So basically, what is going to be the order? Once all the easy to medium problems are done, then what you have to do? Revise. Fine. Solve the medium problems again. I am still not telling you to go to the hard problems. Fine. Solve the medium problems again. This is a very very realistic approach that I am telling you guys. I have myself done more mistakes. I am not telling you this because I am smarter than you. I am telling you these things because I have done more mistakes than you. I have messed up more than you. Fine. So, are you guys clear with it? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Are you guys enjoying this session? अच्छा, there is a poll running out. 92% people are saying they are enjoying this. यार ये तो फिर बड़ी अच्छी बात है if you guys are enjoying this session. However, let me tell you that you solve these medium problems again. Once you solve these medium problems, what you should do is move to 1 to 2 hard problem a day. That's it. इससे ज्यादा नहीं सॉल्व करना. एक दिन में एक हार्ड प्रॉब्लम बहुत है. ठीक है? One hard problem is enough in a day. And post that, all you need to do is, once you have solved this, revise easy to medium problems. Let me tell you, these easy to medium problems are going to get you your selection. Fine. They're going to get you closer to your selection. They're going to bag your selection. Fine. So you have to revise them a lot. Microsoft still asks majorly medium problems. They do not ask hard problems. But people are so engrossed in solving hard problems, they do not practice the easy to medium portion. Then that becomes hard for them. Fine. Very strangely. Along with that, there is sincere advice for all MAG aspirants. Fine. For all of you, there is one advice from my side. Weekends पे, ठीक है, study LLD, which is low level design, on weekends, only on weekends. Fine. So is it clear to everybody? Is everything clear so far? फटाफट बताओ, सबको मजा आया आज की क्लास में? Tell me. Everybody enjoyed in today's class? Tell me. बहुत पड़ेगा, बहुत पड़ेगा. Now, this was an introductory session, so I'm not making it long. We are stopping here. Tell that homework problems. Okay. I'll tell those homework problems again. I'm writing them here. So you have to check anagram. Fine. This is the first problem. You have to do the two-sum problem. Fine. Why I can write it like this? Why do I know them at my first hand? Why can I remember this? The simple reason is I have practiced them enough. That's why I can remember even the name of the problems. That's how you have to practice. You have to practice it so much that dekhte saath, once you see, you immediately realize this is the problem. Fine. So this is all homework. Check anagram, do some problem, group anagram. Fine. And I don't think that you need any difficult problem like longest common sequence or things like that. But I would rather give you encode and decode strings, which is very, very important for all of you. So I'll go ahead. I'll give you that as well. Fine. So encode and decode strings. Fine. So this is all your homework. Anybody who is going to come to the next class, do this homework well. Fine. Take a screenshot if you want, so that at least you guys can solve these problems. These are available on 150 not out. Fine. This is clearly available on 150 not out page, and you guys can go ahead and check them out. In next class, we'll discuss one or two problems from them. From what time? Next class tomorrow. You'll be informed, not tomorrow. These would be happening on alternate days. So it would be happening on Tuesday, number one. Fine. And secondly, because aptitude series is also going on, no? So you need to study that aptitude, because that is also very important. And Divyang sir teaches so good that one should always study from him. The aptitude is actually a very good teacher. And aptitude, if you go ahead and study from him, you will do wonders, believe me. But that is essential for your placements. I've stressed enough times that 80% people fail in aptitude. A lot of people in my college, even they used to fail in aptitude, and they were great coders. They didn't end up. Anybody who wants to learn Java from very basic and in 7 days, just placement oriented concepts, you can go ahead, you can learn it from Gaurav sir. The videos he'll be putting it, the recorded format, you will get the recorded format of videos in the video section. You will find these classes in the live section. When is the class of aptitude? Tomorrow. Tomorrow itself. This class would be happening generally around 6 to 7 p.m. and you would be informed. Keep intact with the Prep Insta social media handles. You keep in touch with my Instagram handle. I'll go ahead and push it on my story as well. Fine, so you keep in touch with my Instagram handle. I'll post the story whenever I'm going live for this class. And this was the initial class, so I'm not burdening you people. But from next class onwards, we'll have lengthy classes. Fine, so be ready for that. Okay, so you found it by chance, you didn't have the information. Fine. CSM team, please go ahead and put the WhatsApp group links and the social media links so that these guys can actually help themselves out. Fine. I hope now you have it, everybody. Now you have those links where you can actually go and check on all these groups. Fine. So that's pretty much for today. And all of you, remember one thing: keep doing good for others without any expectation. As I always say, good will always come back to you. Fine. Do not worry ever that whether I'll make it or not. Just keep doing your work. You will have the results in your favor. Fine. If you have any doubts, go ahead, ask them out. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up. Fine. पूछो डाउट्स है तो फटाफट पूछ लो. Do you have any doubts? So I don't see any doubts so far. So fine, great. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Have a wonderful day ahead. Absolutely enjoy your Sunday and keep working hard. Placements are on ahead. You need to work hard. Fine. So I'll end this stream here. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day ahead. See you in the next stream.